Okay, thank you very much for inviting me, and I'm very pleased to see so many people here from the community, from parents and from the staff at the school. And what brings you all here is a common concern that we want the best for our children, for your children and for the children that we teach. And what unites us is the belief that forcing Montgomery School to become an academy is not the answer, and I want to try and briefly explain why. The government says that children do better in academies. Of course, they're talking about secondary academies because there are virtually no primary academies in existence. But we say the evidence says that the government are wrong. You know that in general standards are rising in schools, most schools are improving. But we've just had a look at the latest figures for academies, secondary academies. And the figures show, for their GCSE results last year, that 27% of academies, their performance actually went down last year compared with the year before. That's over a quarter of academies got worse, not better. And I think that shows us clearly that academies are not a magic solution. And what about those that did improve? We know how they did it. They did two things. First of all, many academies changed their intake. They admitted more children from better off families. And we know that on average they tend to do better in examinations. And that means in some cases, and could mean in Montgomery, if the school adopted that strategy, that some local children might no longer find a place in their local school. The other strategy that academies used to bump up their results was to enter pupils for easier examinations. Examinations in not GCSEs but vocational subjects where we know that the pass rate is higher. Many schools have done that, but academies have done it much more than other schools. So, simply forcing Montgomery to become an academy won't raise standards. And we know what will raise standards, because we've seen it in other schools in the city, and that is support from the local authority and support from other schools. There are lots of schools around here, similar to Montgomery, that are doing well, without being academies, and there's no reason why Montgomery can't do the same. As well as the attainment issue, there is another reason why we should be against forcing Montgomery to become an academy. And that is that if it does become an academy, it will be handed over to somebody else to run. Either another school, and that will be a secondary academy somewhere, or, much more likely, a private organisation that runs a chain of schools. It's a form of privatisation of our schools. And that would mean the Montgomery School would no longer be a part of the local authority, it wouldn't have any of the support, school improvement support, legal support, financial support that the local authority provides. You'd have to buy those in, and it wouldn't be accountable to the local authority. It's no good going then to one of your local councillors and saying, there's a problem, can you help us sort it out with the school? Because the local authority and the local councillors will have no role to play at all. So, and if it's taken over by one of these chains of academies, all the key decisions won't be taken in Spark Brook, won't be taken by your governing body, they'll be taken in London by the board of directors. The governing body will change. At the moment, 1/3 parents. But if it's taken over by a so-called sponsor, they will appoint the majority of governors, and there will be no place by right for an elected member of staff on the governing body. So, far from the school having more freedom, it'll have less freedom under the control of somebody else. It won't be, in other words, a community school belonging to the local community. And that's why we say, hands off Montgomery School. And I want to end by congratulating the staff who felt so strongly about this that they've now taken their second day of strike action. And I want to congratulate the parents who've supported them, who've organised their own campaign, who've got well over 700 signatures, and the majority of the parents' signatures on a petition demanding proper consultation, which they've been denied up to now. And finally, this campaign isn't just about Montgomery School. It's been covered in the local press, it's been covered in the national press and media, and other primary schools in Birmingham and across the country are looking at Montgomery and thinking, if they can oppose this, then we can too. So your campaign is an inspiration to primary schools under threat across the country. And from the Alliance Against Birmingham Academies, we will continue to give you all the support that we can. Thank you very much.